as they start taking down he starts taking down the photos from his Y-Frog account. Just pretend you know what a Y-Frog account is, okay? It's a photo place where you upload your photos. And anyway, he took down all of them, not just the offending image. He took down just innocuous photos. I'm like, cover up. And then we noticed that the girl that he sent this to in Seattle took down her Facebook page and her Twitter page. Cover up, cover up. And then we saw that the congressman wrote that he was hacked on his Twitter feed. I'm like, oh my God, this is heaven. I've been waiting 14 years for my sex scandal so that I can implement everything I learned during Clinton-Lewinsky that I couldn't implement because I didn't have any websites in my name. And I was like, okay, goody, goody, goody. I have all these plans to take on the same James Carvilles of the world, the same Paul McGowan's, the same ABC, CBS, and NBC's, because the way to win is not to aim it at Congressman Weiner. The way to win is to aim it at the mainstream media and dare them not to cover it. I think we learned that fairly well with Acorn, wouldn't you say, James? But I knew they were going to fight back. And so they did. And I got word, two things, have really good sources, and I don't even know how it happens. Because I think that there's a weird spirit in this country that they know that it's us against the world, and it's now or it's never. So people just find me and tell me things, and it's just kind of patriots passing in the night. And I say, thank you very much, it's good to know. And I found out that his staff at 10:30 at night went from a bar to Capitol Hill for an impromptu emergency meeting. Then the next morning I found out that their strategy was to blame the messenger. And then I found at the Daily Kos, a left-wing propaganda website, they started to frame me as the hacker. So I furiously went to Twitter and started to call for an investigation. If you've been hacked, there should be an FBI investigation, there should be a congressional investigation, there should be at least a Capitol Police investigation. And so basically the battle was between the organized left and the truth. And you had to believe that he was hacked. I was the hacker, or in party with the hackers, yet the congressman didn't want to investigate the hack and put me into jail. Okay? And I was like, are the people in the press that evil or that dumb that they're not going to notice this contradiction? And I spend most of my life involved in the stick portion of the carrot and stick thing, but I always have carrots in my pocket. Ooh, bad analogy during Wienergate. But just see, in my coat pocket, I always have carrots. And I'm always looking, as James knows. I think I flummox him because I'm always out there with some evil member of the mainstream media. Tonight I am. Chris, are you in the house? Are you here? Chris? All right, Chris, evil member of the mainstream media. The Times of London, stand up. This is your moment in the sun. Parentheses, if anybody's read anything about me, the best papers in America are the London papers. Yes. The only way to get to know what's going on in the real world is to read. Even the lefty papers, the Independent and the Guardian, are better than our papers. Yes. What a testament to what a crappy mainstream media we have. But it's so fun, we're taking it down, right? Yeah. So, let me tell you about a parallel track that was going on, okay? Let me just tell you a parallel track that was going on. So this was Friday the 27th, and I said that there's some weird thing going on out there, and it's like patriots passing in the night, sometimes dropping things off in a tip box. Patriot USA 76 was actually the name of the person who retweeted the tweet. Where do you think that person's head is as they were monitoring the online misbehavior of Congressman Weiner, who we now know is admittedly having communications with a 17-year-old girl in Delaware, cute, and yet he's still in office. And so Patriot USA, I imagine, is one of us, and tweeted that. A week before, I kid you not, I get a tip in my email from a person in Texas that says, my friend has in her possession a series of incriminating photos of a certain Congressman Weiner, who has been sending fully nude, fully aroused photos to her. She's a single mother based in Texas, and she just got out of the military, and called me. And so one of my associates that week called and talked, and I put it kind of in a file to follow up on when I got back to Los Angeles, but I don't know if I would have followed up because we get so many, tips, and that seems kind of crazy, don't you think, that a congressman would do that? And my BS detector said, no, I don't think that a congressman would send those type of pictures to complete strangers. It just didn't make sense to me. So I can't say I put it in a high priority the week of the 20th through the 27th, but when the retweet of the bulging underwear pic happened, I was like, Sherlock Holmes time. Do you think that this is a good lead? And so I called the person up on a Friday night. The person called back Saturday, said they were 2 miles from a paved road and 4 days away from being near their computer. And that was an excruciating 4-day period while I was accused of being the hacker. And it ruined my vacation with my family. I got sick during that weekend. It kept getting worse. And I was with family friends at La Quinta down in Palm Springs area. And people were looking at me saying, what are you doing? You're on vacation. I'm like, I'm not on vacation, I'm at war. Right now I'm being accused of being a hacker by a congressman. And if I don't fight back, and nobody fights back for me, I guarantee you I'm a hacker on MSNBC. Andrew Breitbart, the known hacker. It doesn't have to be proved, they can just say it. It's like James O'Keefe, the selective editor. You selectively edit. ABC, CBS, and NBC show raw footage of everything. It's just an excruciating pain to watch hours and hours and hours of footage on World News Tonight. They don't edit things down. They hold us to a standard that nobody else would have. And so now I'm like, he's the selective editor, I'm the selective editor, but now I'm going to be the hacker. And I'm like, I've got to fight. And my wife's like, you said that you would be off the grid. I'm like, I'm fighting for my life right now. I'm going to be the hacker on MSNBC from Monday through Friday. And that's what they planned on doing. And thank God, as I get back to my carrots and sticks thing, because eventually my ADD serves me well and it takes me back to the right place. Dana Bash of CNN, who's 8.5 months pregnant, so probably it's a hormonal thing, and it overcame the CNN thing. She was like, oh gosh, I feel so warm. I think I'm gonna actually go after a Democrat. Good for you, Dana. And it was at the moment that this thing started to turn was when she and her producer, Ted Barrett, you don't know Ted Barrett, do you?